This lighting's a bit weird, but like this is like the cutest corner of my room, so I feel like it's the best place to film in, but I'm not 100% sure. I look alright. Okay. Hello and welcome to my first video. I've always wanted to start YouTube for a really long time, but I've always kind of thought, no, I'm not going to start YouTube. But in the end I thought, you know what, why not? I may as well start. Anyway, hello and welcome. So this is the introduction to my channel. So a lot of people, as introductions to their channel, have decided to make a tag, like whether it's Fairy-Kei or Lolita. So I thought what I would do today is tell you a little bit about myself and then do the Fairy-Kei tag. So the Fairy-Kei tag that I'm going to be using, that I have on my laptop right over here, is by Mahou Prince. Just to start off, as you can see, my name is Jade and I have a huge interest in J fashion. I wear Lolita and then daily Fairy-Kei / Yume Kawaii, which is why I thought I'd do this tag, because it would kind of give you guys a little bit insight about me. Let's get into it, I guess. Do you have any style icons? Yes, I do. I have, there are loads that I could name, but I think number one is Haruka Kurabayashi. She inspires me so much, not only because she is such a beautiful model, she also creates her own fashion line, and she's an artist and she's just such an amazing person. She really inspires me to be quite creative with my looks and have my own unique style. I have actually met her. I met her at Hyper Japan 2017. I met her twice. Favourite stores. So I have 3 favourite stores out of like everything. Number one is Listen Flavour. I don't know what it is about Listen Flavour. I just love, like literally love their stuff. I always keep up with like what Listen Flavour are releasing and I buy a lot of their stuff, so a lot of my wardrobe is Listen Flavour. Next two that are joint are Milklim and Angelic Pretty. Milklim, I don't like a lot of the items, but I do like a few of the items, which is why I'm including them. And Angelic Pretty isn't quite Fairy-Kei, however I do really like Angelic Pretty's accessories and bags for Fairy-Kei, so I'm going to include them in it. Luckiest thrift store find. Now I'm not quite sure if we have thrift stores in the UK. We have charity shops, which are, I think, essentially the very same thing. I do go into charity shops a lot, however I've never found anything like super amazing. Any songs remind you of Fairy-Kei? And yes, I think it's called Candy. By Kiari Pamu Pamu. I don't know what it is about it, but it just reminds me of Fairy-Kei so much. How does your family feel about the fashion? They honestly do not care at all. To them, Fairy-Kei is essentially what normal people wear, but pastel. Them seeing me dressing the way I do, it doesn't really matter much to them because they see it as kind of normal, and they see anything that I wear now normal because it's been such a long time since I started wearing Japanese fashion. Most treasured piece of clothing. So this changes all the time. So this changes all the time because I buy a lot of clothes. I really love fashion, so I love buying clothes, altering clothes, even making my own clothes. I really enjoy it. However, the most recent purchase was something that I've been looking for on the secondhand sales for an insane amount of time. Like, you have no idea how long I've been looking for this item. Years. I'm sorry, I live on an active building site. Anyway, I've been looking for this piece for absolutely ages, like I would even call it years, and I finally found it recently and I just snatched it up. The great thing about it is I had actually had payday a few days before, so I was like, yes! It is the... It's stuck. So it's the Milklim angel dress. So, try and get it in frame. It is huge, but I have huge boobs, so it fits really nicely on me. It fits with a little bit of extra squish, not squish room, a little bit of extra like moving room, so when I lift my arms it doesn't like lift up, which is great. So I got the mint colourway to start off with, I've got to tell you that. So it's got this little cross, milk claim and a heart. So I really like this because I can like pair it with a lot of different colours, because it's got your white, your purple and your pink. And then the sleeves are really nice. They go down to my joints, elbows. It goes down to my elbows. The skirt is really pretty. It's like nice and big and has a nice frill. And then it also has lining. Really nice. And my favourite thing about it is the back. It's got angel wings. They're so cute. So yeah, that's my most treasured clothing item as of now. So how do you react to positive comments and curious people on the street? So this is quite an interesting question. When I'm in Fairy-Kei or Yume Kawaii, I never really get approached. Like, I will very rarely get approached in those styles. However, I do always get approached in Lolita. So I'm going to talk about like my experience with people talking and asking about Lolita rather than Fairy-Kei and Yume Kawaii, because I've never been approached in that. I think it's because Lolita is a little bit more out there, if that makes sense. But I really love positive comments. Like, I feel like positive comments, not only are they really good for you to hear, but they're also really good for the other person to say, because it's kind of like you just looking the way that you do has made a positive impact on someone's life, and it makes me so happy, because I think the main thing that I love doing is making other people happy. So the fact that just by going out on the streets one day makes people happy, it makes me incredibly happy too. And people are curious about the fashion. I love, if I'm not in a rush to go somewhere, I love to stop and just talk to them about it, because I feel like talking to people is like the first step for like Japanese fashion, or any alternative fashion for that matter, to be more accepted in today's society. So I think that's, you know, I really like when people ask me questions or say really nice things about my outfits. What about negative comments? So I very rarely get negative comments, which is a huge surprise, because, you know, I live in a tiny little village. It's not in the middle of nowhere, but technically in the middle of nowhere. The only time I've ever really got negative comments is when I'm out in my local town, which seems like a city to me, because it's massive compared to to my village. However, it's not. It's only a town, it's not a city. The only negative comments I've ever really received are like Bo Peep and Alice and those sorts of like ones that, you know, they're not particularly negative, like they're meant to be negative, but you can kind of take it in a different way. Like a one that was commonly used was dolly, and I don't dress like a doll. I don't want to be a doll, like, you know, that's not what I'm out there for. Like, some people say dolly as in like it's a negative thing, but the way I think about it is you can turn it positive, because dolls usually have perfect porcelain skin, so that's a brill thing. The thing with negative comments is you always get negative comments no matter where you are, what you're wearing, you know, what you look like. It's just kind of like you've got to interpret them, and don't think about them too negatively, because it will upset you if you do. So if you ever get negative comments, either try and shake it off or don't even think about it. I never really respond to negative comments in public anyway, but I do think that they're stupid and they shouldn't really be said, because what's the point in saying something mean to someone? Like, there's no real point, is there? What's the craziest outfit you've ever worn? I don't wear crazy outfits, surprisingly. Everything I've worn that's like Fairy-Kei or Yume Kawaii has been very tame. I've never really gone like crazy. I've just kind of done like a cute outfit and like a few hair accessories. I will do like some crazy makeup sometimes with like lots of glitter and pearls and, you know, white eyeliner and just absolutely loads of stuff all over my face, but I've never really done like a whole crazy look. I've tried putting loads of hair accessories on my head, but I feel like it looks really stupid on me. I never really like layering clothes for some reason. Like, I'm always like, no, I don't have enough clothes to layer. I have more than enough clothes to layer. I just don't choose to, if that makes sense. So crazy outfits aren't really crazy. I definitely would say that the most crazy outfit I've ever worn is Lolita, because it's much more out there than Fairy-Kei because of the large skirts, the petticoats, you know, the huge bows. Like, I think it's a little bit more out there than Fairy-Kei, so I guess that would class as the most out there outfit I've ever worn, but not really. Do you have any hobbies that can be considered to be Fairy-Kei? Maybe? I guess if I was to really, like, think hard about it, I would definitely have to say I do a lot of sewing, and I love making, like, accessories. Never wear the accessories myself, but I don't really have many, like, that would class under Fairy-Kei, because a lot of my hobbies are very considered to be, like, masculine and something that girls don't usually do. Like, for example, I'm a little bit obsessed with, like, computers. I love computer science, I love gaming, I love editing. I'm just a huge computer nerd, and I also love shooting. Like, air rifle has to be my favourite, but I do also enjoy shotgun. Obviously I live in the UK, so gun laws are so tight over here, so, you know, it's quite expensive as well, so it's not something everyone can do either. I do really enjoy air rifle, which a lot of people wouldn't expect from me, because I am how I am, but I do love air rifle a lot. How did you dress before Fairy-Kei? Well, before Fairy-Kei and Yume Kawaii, I wore Lolita. I was a lifestyle Lolita, and my parents were like, Jade, you can't wear this every day. And I was like, why? And I understand why now, because it was just so inappropriate for, like, walking the dogs in a forest. Like, it's just not appropriate, is it? So I kind of understand where they were coming from, which is why I kind of transitioned to Fairy-Kei / Yume Kawaii, so I can still have that cute pastel element, but it's much more, like, suitable for everyday wear. But before Lolita, I just wore, like, your bog standard normal clothes. Like, I wore what was the latest fashion, so I would wear a lot of jeans, a lot of Jack Wills t-shirts, like that sort of thing. Things that were, like, popular for people of my age to wear. How do you dress when you go to school? I wore a uniform. If you didn't know, in the UK, from your starting age at school, I can't remember what it is, until you are 16, 16 is leaving age, of school leaving age in the UK, you wear a uniform. Yay! Possibly the most boring thing I've ever done, but what can I say? I mean, you've got to follow the rules. When you leave school, you have 4 options, essentially. You can go and start working straight away, you can get apprenticeship, you can go to college, or you can go to sixth form. So I've opted to go to sixth form, and at the minute I'm just waiting for my results day to be able to see if I've got the grades to get into sixth form. In sixth form there is no uniform, which is great, so I'm just going to wear Fairy-Kei / Yume Kawaii, like, every day. So yes, I'm quite excited. So to answer that question, I wear Fairy-Kei / Yume Kawaii, Fairy-Kei, blah, blah. So to answer that question, I wear Fairy-Kei and Yume Kawaii to school every day, which is quite nice, I think. What's the most expensive thing you've bought? Bought it at Hyper Japan, and I still can't believe how much I paid for it, because I'm just, like, shocked. I was like, did I pay that much for that? Personally, I still think it's worth it, because A, brand new, B, something that I really wanted, and C, I had saved for literal months to be able to afford as much as I bought in Hyper Japan, because this was my first year at Hyper Japan, and I was, like, so excited. I was like, Hyper Japan! So I just bought everything. But it's this. Boom. Try and get the whole thing in. So this is it. It's, like, perfect length on me. But this was £90. I know. And I mean, I can't really say anything because I buy Lolita dresses, which are so expensive. How do people at school / work react to your outfit? School, all of my friends are used to it by now. They're just like, oh, it's Jade. It's like, if I'm wearing black, they get shocked. They're like, whoa! Yeah! What's happened? If I'm wearing this, they're like, whatever, it's Jade. But other people who aren't so familiar with me and my style, they get really shocked and they're like, whoa, what are you wearing? Oh my god, that's weird. And a lot of them will say, call me like Dolly and whatever, and it doesn't get on my nerves particularly, but it does a bit because I'm not dressing like a doll, I'm dressing like myself, and it's like, understand! At the end of the day, I can't expect everyone to understand, but the reactions are mainly positive. What's your favourite colour combination? Oh my god, this one is so hard. So I'll just go with pink and white and lavender and black. Do you see yourself wearing Fairy-Kei in the future? I hope so, I really do, because I've been dressing different, like in J fashion, for around 5 years now, soon to hit 6. Oh my gosh. I love everything about the fashion, I love the community, I love my friends, I love the cute elements, I love the colours, I love everything about it, and I really hope that as I get older I can still wear it. It's gonna take me a long time to grow out of Fairy-Kei. You never know, one day I might start liking a different colour or a different style, and you know, I might transition to that, but for the meantime I do love Fairy-Kei and I do love Lolita and I do love Yume Kawaii, and all of that, you know, I feel like it represents me as a person, sort of, but I mean, even at the beginning, even I thought that this was another phase, but it's turned out to be a very long phase, if it is a phase. I love it so much, and I don't think I'd want to give it up for a very, very long time. So I hope you really enjoyed my first video, and I hope that I'm alright at speaking to the camera, because I'm kind of awkward all the time anyway, but yeah. So, see you all in my next video. Bye bye!